afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our 29th Day for Strings here in Farmington Public Schools. This is our return to Day for Strings post-COVID. I know that feels weird. 2019 was our last in-person Day for Strings. We did a virtual one in 2021. 2022, we still needed a minute. So here we are back, 2023, and we're really glad and excited to bring back this tradition. Day for Strings has a legacy in Farmington Public Schools. It started in 1991 with an orchestra teacher at the time named Kay DeLuca and a member of our community who was an FPS parent also, and a member of the Detroit Symphony Orchestra, Mr. Larry Hutchinson. I don't know if he's still here. Is Larry still here? Everybody say thank you to Larry. Today, what you are going to see is about community and musicianship. We have students who started in 6th grade at the beginning of the school year. They've been playing for 13 weeks, and they're going to show you what they've learned. We've got our 8th graders, some of whom have been playing since 5th grade as part of our music program, and you're going to see what the 6th graders will accomplish in 2 years. And then we have our high school ensemble made up of, raise your hand if you are a senior. Raise your hand if you are a junior. Raise your hand if you're a sophomore. Let's go, freshmen. Okay, yep, round of applause for our seniors. Thank you. Day for Strings is about coming together as musicians in our community. We have the opportunity to step outside of our classrooms and make music with people from other buildings and to share our skills with each other. We also have the opportunity to work with musicians from our community and around the state of Michigan. We have some wonderful clinicians and directors that I will tell you more about throughout our time together, who have shared their skills and knowledge with us today and with your students. Which is a really great experience and opportunity. Being a musician is not just about being in a classroom on a daily basis and playing your instrument and that's it. It's about building a skill that you can share with others and bring some beauty and light to the world. So that's our goal today. We're going to kick it off with our 6th grade ensemble, and we have 2 guest clinicians with us today. We have Mrs. Joanna Van Isinga. She is a teacher in Troy Public Schools with their orchestra program. She's also a violinist with the Gaylord Symphony Orchestra. She plays with a lot of orchestras. She does a lot of things. She's great. And then we have Mr. Eddie Hess-Betcher, who is an orchestra teacher in Ann Arbor Public Schools. And he was helping out our basses today, which is amazing. As someone said earlier, they got to play with a real live bass player, you guys. It's cool. So I'm going to hand it off to them. Let's give a round of applause to our 6th grade orchestra and their directors.
So our 6th graders, you've heard them practicing. Well, I hope you've heard them practicing. And you know that they've come a long way from knowing pretty much nothing at the beginning of the year to, okay, I'm hearing a lot of plucking, to what's that scratchy sound? And now I think you're going to know they sound really good. But we're going to show you a little part of our journey. So for our first song, which is Hot Cross Buns, here's how it's going to go. So 6th graders, you're going to set your bow in a place where you can reach it, where it's safe. Because the first time we play the song, we're going to play it pizzicato, plucking the string, which we learned first. And then as we develop bowing skills, we add the bow. So we'll play it that way first, and then the piano will play it by itself, so you can grab your bow and get ready to play it with your bow the second time. So bows are down, 6th graders. Bows are down. All right. Our next tune is an old American fiddle tune called Oats and Peas and Beans. We'll do this one with the bow. But fiddle repertoire is really important part of American music, and our instruments are really well suited for them. So we play a lot of fiddle music in orchestra. We do in my program. I'm sure that we do in here. So this is a classic one that we'll play for you, and we will play it twice the whole page, right? One more fiddle tune for you. This one is called Boil Them Cabbage Down. If you are in 8th grade or high school, raise your hand if you played this one before. Yeah, good one. All right, another great American classic. Our last tune until you hear us at the finale, Boil Them Cabbage Down. Sound good? All right, 6th graders, stand up. We're gonna clap for you one more time. Yeah. All right. It's especially impressive when, how many weeks, Mrs. Mihalko? 13 weeks, and we're already here. Soon you're going to get to see what they're gonna be like in a couple years.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much to Mrs. Van Isingen and Mr. Hesbatcher for being with us today. You did a great job. Thank you so much, and bravo, 6th graders. Bravo. Yes. I want to give a thank you as well. This is awkward because thank you to myself, who is a 6th grade teacher. I forget if I introduced myself. I apologize. I'm Caitlin Mihalko. I'm the orchestra teacher at East Middle School. It's my pleasure to be your MC today. Half of these students are mine, and half are Mrs. Sydney Campbell from Warner. Thank you. Bravo. Now we turn to our 8th graders, and they, oh my gosh. I was like, where did she go? This is fine. I can stall. Okay. We are so pleased to have Jean Lee with us here, Ms. Jean Lee. She is from the Lansing area, Okemos, and she was orchestra director at Okemos High School orchestras for several years. Then she was director of the middle school program, and now she's an instructor coordinator of the string music education program at Michigan State University. She's a very skilled and talented, yes, round of applause for Ms. Jean Lee. Yes, she's a very skilled and talented educator, and we are so honored to have her today, and I will hand the microphone over to her.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a wonderful day here in Farmington Hills Public Schools, and I gotta say, I look at this from the parent perspective now, because I have 3 little boys, and I'm an orchestra parent in my town. And parents, I gotta say, what you have here in Farmington is really special. I clinic all over the state of Michigan and the Midwest, all over the country really, and not a lot of school districts do this. So this is really special, so please keep it as long as you can. And also, it's wonderful to see the staff, all the orchestra directors and the music directors working so harmoniously together to put on an event of this size. So you, again, parents, just know what you have going on here. It's very, very special here in Farmington. So a round of applause to your community. Please keep this going. So we have a wonderful program for you. We're going to play The Planets, and then we're going to play a piece called Terra Nova, and we hope you enjoy.
recognize our 8th grade teachers here. We've got Ms. Julia Richards from STEAM, Ms. Sydney Campbell from Warner, and myself from East. And, oh, Mr. Emerson as well. He's helped teaches at Warner as well, 8th grade. Before we move on to the high schoolers, I want to acknowledge our sectional coaches, clinicians who were with us today. We had several very talented educators with us, and we really appreciated the time they spent with students and the work that they did. We had Ms. Stacy Bowen, Orchestra Director at Detroit Country Day School, working with our violins. Linda Trotter, Director of Orchestras from West Bloomfield High School, working with our violins. If they're here, I'm not sure if they're in the room at the moment, but Andrew Barthart was with our cellos, Marlo Williams with bass, and David Trains with viola. So a round of applause for our sectional coaches. And for those of you who aren't familiar with what that means, for our high school and middle school orchestras, there's a group of violins that play violin 1 part, violin 2 part, viola, cello, and bass. And so what they did was they worked with a teacher on that instrument, on that specific part, separate from the whole orchestra, and then brought it back together. So they worked on technique and specific things in the piece so that they could come back together in rehearsal. I am very pleased and honored to introduce our next director, but before I do that, I want to make sure I give a shout out and thank you to TV10 for recording today. So rest assured, you can put your phone down, relax, and enjoy the show. It's going to be on the YouTube. I think this is actually being streamed right now on TV10. It'll be available on the YouTube channel for FPS TV10, and it'll be played on the local TV station. So if you're flipping through the channels, you're like, there I am, I'm on TV. For the next 6 months or whatever, it'll be great. So thank you to TV10 for that. Today we had a wonderful clinician with our high school students, Mr. Rodney Page from the Lansing area. He and I go way back to when he taught in St. John's up north of Lansing. When I was in college, I used to go and observe his classroom, and we've been friends ever since. He's a phenomenal educator. He's a professional conductor, clinician. He goes around the country working with different groups and conducting at different clinics and workshops. He's also a fantastic DJ. He does phenomenal work with that. He also does motivational speaking. He's been at East Middle School as our Martin Luther King Day celebration guest speaker, where he's played his violin and DJ'd and spoke to the kids about being responsible citizens and things like that. And he's shared his knowledge and skills with the high schoolers today. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Rodney Page.
just want to take this opportunity to say how much of a true joy it has been to work with your children today. And my next words actually go out to the parents. I want to encourage you to let your students embrace what music can offer. Music is so powerful. It's one of the few entities in the world that everybody likes. I still to this day have not met one human being, my 46 years of being on this earth, that did not like music. And so that's why it pains me sometimes when I see districts cut music. And I also want to say this too, because I go across the country, as my colleagues do, to work with different groups. And what you have here is truly a gem. I can't tell you how many schools that I go to do assemblies, to do motivational speaking, that do not have an orchestra. And it's easy for an orchestra program to be cut, and even easier to use an excuse like COVID to cut it. So what I say to the parents is, support your orchestra program that you have here. Chaperone, bake cookies, volunteer, whatever it takes to keep music in their lives. It truly can uplift people and bless people. What I use music for personally is a way to connect with other people. I don't care if I'm playing in prison, if it's the 8th grade dance, if it's at the old Palace of Auburn Hills, if it's for all white people, all black people, the barn party, the nightclub. The medium is the same, and it's music. And I wish I could speak another language, but then I sort of do, and I use the language of music. So I encourage your parents, even though your kids may not want to practice, make them practice. They'll thank you later. It takes hard work to be good at something. And whether they major in music is irrelevant. It's the lesson of that there's no YouTube video to become an expert on the viola. There's no cliff notes for being a professional violinist. You just simply have to put in the work and time. And that's something that they can apply to the rest of their lives. So I thank you for the opportunity to be here. It's really been a blessing. I hope you enjoy our next piece.
I want to do a little experiment, if you'll humor me for a moment. High schooler, if you are involved in athletics, could you please stand, or bases, raise your hand. If you're involved in any athletics, in school or out of school? In school or out of school? Okay, thank you. Have a seat. Raise your hand if you are involved in any honors, advanced, IB, AP classes. Okay. Keep your hand up. Anyone work a job outside of school? Anyone in the CTE, career tech programs? Not quite, but there we go. Yeah, let's go. Very often when kids get to high school, they're told there's no room in your schedule. Or they're told by others, you won't have time. They have time. They have time. You make time for what's important to you. You guys are capable of this. You will do this, right? You have to decide you want to. And I think that was amazing. Let's give those high schoolers another round of applause. We have one tradition here in Farmington Hills. We end with a finale piece. I want to say thank you to our administrators here in Farmington Hills for supporting our music programs, especially our central office administrators, Dr. Kelly Coffin, Margaret Hendrickson, Dr. Delgado. We really appreciate their support and what they did for our new 6th grade program. It's really exciting. We love having the opportunity to reach everybody. Music is important, music is valuable, it's good for their brain, it's good for their social skills, it's good for all those things. So we're really happy to have all these 6th graders participating with us this year. It's cool for me to see it come full circle. I grew up here in Farmington Hills. I was at Harrison at the time. The Hawk. Woo! Yeah. I sat on the gym floor with my Day for Strings shirt. Someone found a picture back in the day when they cleared out Harrison and brought it to me. It was pretty great. This morning, Mrs. Vargo, who teaches at Power, she was my 6th grade orchestra teacher. And it's really an honor and a privilege to be a part of this community again and be part of this program and to see it continue. So thank you so much to the community for supporting our public schools, for supporting our music programs, and for being here today. Students, will you please give your parents and family members a round of applause? So what we're going to do for you is all 3 ensembles are going to come together to play an arrangement of Simple Gifts, an American folk tune. The high schoolers are going to kick it off, then you'll see our 6th graders and middle schoolers playing together. The high schoolers will take it over, and then we'll conclude with everyone on the floor playing together. After that, the concert is concluded, and I won't talk to you anymore, so I'm just going to give you the instructions now, so pay attention, because there's a quiz at the end. It's a joke. Okay, there's no quiz. We ask if the audience could please remain seated until all the students have exited safely so that they can go to their various coat rooms. The high schoolers will be going back to the auditorium, so if you're a high school family member, you can meet your student there once we've emptied the space. 8th graders will be going either to room 111 or the coat rooms, wherever you dropped them off is where you'll pick them up. And same goes for 6th graders. They will be going violas, cello, basses to the auxiliary gym, violin back to the cafeteria. One other final huge favor that we ask on behalf of those of us who've been here since 6:30 in the morning and our custodial staff, if you would be so kind as to help us move the chairs and fold them, if they're folding chairs against this far wall. And if they're the black chairs, they stack on each other. And the legs go in front of the legs of the chair behind, just for the sake of that. So thank you so much for your help. We have not rehearsed this. This is new for almost all of them because this is our first Day for Strings in 4 years, and it's going to be great. right? It's going to be great, right, guys? Yes. Again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your support. And have a wonderful day when this is done, and enjoy your Thanksgiving with whomever you celebrate. Oh, one more thing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ian Emerson. I'm the orchestra director at North Farmington. I just want to say one big thank you goes to Miss Caitlin Mahalko here. There's a lot of us are new in the district, and we don't really know how Day for Strings is supposed to work. And she's gone above and beyond this year. Oh, sorry, it's like theater in the rounds. She's gone above and beyond this year to bring it back to life, doing so many things and teaching us the way. So please give her a special hand.
Thank you. I did remember that I forgot to acknowledge our wonderful high school directors, Ian Everson at North Farmington and Jacob Trains at Farmington High.